hear from you. And we arranged a very special, beautiful, warm day so that you can put the heat on some of the legislators that represent you or should represent you up here in the Capitol. We very much appreciate your advocacy. The fact that you are here speaks volumes in behalf of the cause, the just cause that you represent. It's been said before in several different ways. Ultimately, a society is judged by how it treats the less fortunate, the weak, and vulnerable, defenseless, those who are unable to fend for themselves. Yes, we've got a budget mess again. We've got a budget mess again. And that budget deficit is probably over $1 billion already. We have 2 months yet to go in this fiscal year. But not all state spending is the same. We must prioritize. We must get our priorities straight. And as Pennsylvanians, we simply cannot afford to balance our state budget on the backs of those who suffer from debilitating intellectual and physical disabilities. That is my point. Long before I got into politics, I was very involved in a community advocacy group. At that time, they called themselves the Association for Retarded Citizens of Berks County. And I got involved here. I got involved because my cousin Dennis I know it's not the acceptable term nowadays, but he was diagnosed early as mentally retarded. Now, while his parents were alive, everything was fine. But when both of them passed away, and I know their fear, their worry, their concern, what's going to happen to Dennis, my cousin, after they passed away, because there was no one else in the family. I'm the closest kid. I'm a cousin. I am now Dennis's legal guardian. And I thank God every day that we have a wonderful group home that he lives in Reading, Day Spring. They take care of 24 people. My cousin Dennis is now 62 years old. And I don't know where he would be without Day Spring and other group homes like that we have throughout Pennsylvania. We need them. We need the care and the love and the affection that they get in these group homes. So it's so penny wise and pound foolish to cut back on an appropriation that takes care of thousands of people, the truly vulnerable, the truly defenseless, the truly people who cannot care for themselves. At a time when we have over 3,100 mentally challenged Pennsylvanians on an emergency wait list, community-based mental retardation services, somebody needs to explain to me how it makes any sense to save $6 million and cut $6 million of state funding so that we lose $11.2 billion in federal funding and federal matching funds to provide these critical services. Therefore, you have friends up here, but what you've got to do is reach out to those who don't know anything about what we're talking about. Unless you have this in your family, or somebody close to you, or someone in your neighborhood, or again, some relative, you don't fully appreciate and understand what we're talking about. So, use your time here, and when you get back home, don't stop here. I'm glad you came to the Capitol, but your people are back in their district offices on Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, and you've got to be heard. You've got to be able to explain to them how it impacts your lives, your families, people that you take care of. Otherwise, we pass this huge budget, $29 billion. I don't want you to get lost in negotiations and the prioritizing, because your cause is a just cause. It is the right thing to do. We must prioritize, and we can't say we're going to cut $6 billion of state funding. That means